What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Montreal Expos expansion series episode. So the season's ended, we're in the playoffs. We cleared 100 wins for the second straight season, actually doing a franchise best 101 wins this year, which is awesome. I'm hopeful. We're a really good team. It's our best record ever. I think depth-wise, this is our best team to date. So we're just gonna go over the season review, then we're gonna play the playoffs. You guys know how it goes. We play until we lose. So looking at the leaders here, Charlie Condon ended with a 354 batting average, 33 home runs, 97 RBIs, only 65 strikeouts. He did miss some time, 5.7 WAR, 183 OPS plus, 175 hits. Charlie Condon was a monster for us. Elly De La Cruz, who's actually hurt, he's out for the playoffs. So one big thing here, and the one tough conversation we're going to start to need to have. Elly's out 5 to 6 months. He's out for the playoffs. That's a bad thing, obviously. Elly is injury prone, so he's a monster. When he is healthy, he is by far our best player and by far a top 2 player in the league with him and Wyatt Langford. Maybe top 3, maybe we'll add Jackson Holliday. But he can't stay healthy, so each of the last 2 years he has missed significant time, including 2 major injuries this year as he broke his kneecap just about a week or so ago, so right before the playoffs started. That's tough. He ended with a great season. He's been the best player in franchise history. We need to start having the conversation, though, as to whether he is worth it or not. We have him on a good contract, but we have him for another 10 years. I don't want to move on from Elly. I will be entertaining the idea come the offseason. Come back over here, Harry Ford. Harry Ford with a monster season. Harry Ford is the franchise catcher. We're going to try to lock him up long term this offseason. 6 WAR, 24 homers, great defense, great bat. He's a great player for us, and I think his versatility too, so he can play catcher, infield, outfield, really means that he is an asset to hold on to. Braden Montgomery came out and had his career best year. It's only year 2, but the 2027 Rookie of the Year came out firing. 49 homers, 279 average, 146 OPS plus, 5.6 WAR, 134 RBIs. He did strike out 225 times, but with the numbers that he put up, that's more than okay, especially when you factor in that he's an above average outfielder, which is crazy for him. Love that we got him. He is a mainstay in our outfield. Blaze Alexander, perhaps the toughest guy to figure out what we want to do with next year. 16 homers, 3.7 WAR, hit the ball well, played good defense, but his infield range has gone down just a teeny tiny bit, and it looks like his bat has actually gone down just a teeny tiny bit. So at age 29, coming to the end of arbitration, we are going to look to move Blaze Alexander. We're going to re-sign him, look to trade him, hopefully get some prospects. Evan Carter. Evan Carter is a tough one. He has been a franchise mainstay since we got him. He has been a massive part in elevating us. He also just hasn't been as good as we thought. I love him. He's not going anywhere. He's coming back for us next year. Great defensive outfielder. Can play corner or center field. Great hitter. Accounted for 42 stolen bases this past year. Another 2020 club appearance. 24 homers. 374 OBP. 165 hits. Evan Carter's spot on the team is safe as he continues to prove his worth and prove his health as he's getting out there for 150 games a year, 140 games a year. Another guy I just want to highlight is Jeremy Rodriguez. Jeremy Rodriguez is someone who we called up to fill a hole for us due to some injuries, some players that were missing. Great defense. He will be taking over for Blaze Alexander next year, I envision. Not as good a hitter, not as good a fielder, much cheaper, and if we can recoup some value for Alexander, it's going to be worth it. I think he can step right in and play very well for us. We'll take a look. Max Clark. Max Clark really turned it on at the end of the year. Ended up having a decent year, 1.3 WAR, 92 OPS plus, hit 246, 17 homers. For what we were looking to get out of him, it was a great year. And we are excited for what he can bring to us next year. Corey Seager, you guys know the story here. He's cratering hard. 15 homers, 56 RBIs. Negative 1.2 WAR, not even 100 hits. It's unfortunate. but Corey Seager's best days are behind him. He may not even hit the 300 home run mark, which is really, really disappointing for someone who has been a fan of him in OOTP since, 2017 or so. And then last dude, Kyle Teal. You guys know the story with Teal. Defensive catcher, captain personality, good enough hitter. He did his job. Pitching-wise, pretty simple here. We got Chase Dollander, man in the ace spot. Chase Dollander pitching incredibly, 15-7, almost 200 innings, 213 strikeouts. Absolute monster year for Dollander. Mackenzie Gore pitched like an ace as well, 3.4 WAR, 232 Ks, 15-9 record, 200 innings. Mackenzie Gore, stud. We have two studs leading us out. Emmett Sheehan came admirably in as a starter to end the season. Pitched well when he was in relief, pitched well when he was a starter. He will be back on the team next year. Good waiver acquisition. Drew Thorpe casually just went out and had a career year. 3.7 WAR, 191 strikeouts, 17-8, almost 200 Ks. Yeah. Career year for Drew Thorpe. Very happy with what he did. And then Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter actually had a really good year for us. 14-6, over 200 Ks, 170 innings pitched, 1.7 WAR. Jack Leiter ended the season actually going 4-1, so that's awesome. As for closer, we got AJ Puck here. Puck pitched well, 1.1 WAR, 35 saves. I think this is his last year as a closer for us. We'll probably transition him to more of an auxiliary role for next year, but who knows? Maybe next year he'll come back out as a closer. Caleb Ferguson pitched well enough, but nothing crazy good. Last year he was 8-1. This year he was 2-10. So you can see the big difference there. Gave up a lot more leads this year. Actually had better K through 9 numbers and better walk through 9 numbers, but gave up more home runs, which overall that's gonna do you in. Luis Gill pitched really well. You guys know the deal with Luis Gill, really good pitcher. He's going to leave in free agency, though. We don't have the funds to bring him back. Hunter Green's gone. Keyshawn Askew pitched really well for us. Any others worth pointing out? Nick Lodolo had a good season. Yoel Sahada and Mick Abel came up and did very well for what they were asked of. So, now comes the fun part, guys. We're going to advance a day here. Drew Thorpe, most pitching wins. Perfect. Time to set our playoff roster. That's what we were looking for. Riley Green takes home the AL batting title with a 367 average in Boston. Heck of a year for the dude that we decided not to trade for. Jacob Wilson takes home the NL one with a 319. What a difference. So we are going to come over here. We're going to set our playoff roster. Playoff roster is going to be pretty simple, I imagine. I'm not envisioning too many controversies. We're down Reese Olson and Elly De La Cruz. Reese Olson was pitching incredibly for us. Enrique Bradfield's not going to make the cut. Let's see, 13, 14, because Tejada can do both. We like that. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good there. Seager, you will pop in as a replacement there. Christopher Morel, you will pop in as a replacement there. Oh, Christopher Morel. We didn't highlight Christopher Morel. We'll give him a little bit of love here. 19 homers, 127 OPS plus, 1.7 WAR in very, very limited action. He did exactly what we asked of him, and he's going to get to stay on the playoff roster because of it. So we'll come over to the coverage here. We got the Wild Card Series coming up. Boston takes down Texas, 4-1. Colorado takes down Seattle, 3-2. We got New York Mets taking down the Dodgers 6-0. We got the Pirates taking down the Brewers. So we're up to the divisional series. We open with a loss to Boston. Boston's probably about as good a team as we could have to face here. We got the Rockies and Orioles as well. Let's go game 2 here. Another loss. We're facing elimination. We're gonna simulate it. If we get swept, we get swept. We're gonna drop to a 4-man rotation. Leiter's going to come in, but we're going to give Drew Thorpe the start. We need a win. We're going to go with the Torpedo. Emmett Sheehan, you're going to go into a setup role, and you are going to go into 7th or later, and also middle relief. And we're going to hope we can get a win here. Taking on Nestor Cortez, Drew Thorpe. Loss. So, folks, that's a pretty quick episode for us. We get swept in the divisional round by Boston. Willy Adames takes home the series MVP. That is a bummer. Rodriguez was terrible. Blaze was terrible. Teal was terrible. Ford, Clark, all terrible. Looks as though Corey Seager, didn't provide much. And Boris Suarez, credit to him, 4 at-bats. He hit a home run. He got 2 RBIs. Pitching-wise, Dolander got shelled. Sheehan got shelled. Hunter Green came in and got shelled. Puck got shelled. Thorpe got shelled. Goodness, it was a bad series all around for us. 9-3, 5-4, 8-7. Damn. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. After 2 straight ALCS appearances, we fail to make it out of the divisional round. We got a couple retirements here. No one crazy. A couple of guys that we kind of expected, to be honest with you. Riley Green's hurt. 6 weeks, Riley Green shut down for the playoffs in Boston. So, at the very least, we broke Riley Green's cheekbone. Over on the NL side, let's see what we got. Phillies take down the Pirates in a sweep, and the Mets take down the Cardinals in 5 games. So Francisco Alvarez gets an MVP, Jackson Holliday, and Jeimer Candelaria. Good for him. 34 years old as pretty much a platoon guy. So we got Baltimore against Boston, New York against Philadelphia, AL East against NL East. We will just delete these here and we'll get back into playoff coverage. Boston up 2-1, Phillies up 2-0, 2-2, 2-1, Baltimore up 3-2. The other series is tied 2-2. 3-2 in favor of the Mets. Game 7 over here. New York Mets will be taking on the Boston Red Sox. Today, Rafaela takes home Series MVP. Meanwhile, Francisco Alvarez takes home the NLCS MVP. We are at the World Series. It is Boston. It is New York. This would be a dream matchup in real life to see Boston against New York for the title. We got Blake Snell against Nestor Cortez, Game 1. Blake Snell takes the win. Or actually, doesn't take the win, but the Mets win the game. Mets win Game 2. Casey Mize, Tyler Wells. Casey Mize fights back to win Game 3. Boston comes back to win Game 4. We got Snell against Cortez again. Mets take it again. Blake Snell's going out there and doing his job. We got Game 7 here. We're gonna jump in and we're gonna watch this game. Why not? Game 7, Boston, New York. Let's see. Boston's trying to do it without Riley Green too. That's a pretty big ask there. We're just gonna go half inning by half inning. We're not gonna spend the whole time watching the game here. Oh, huge opening inning. Huge first 2 innings for the Mets. I think Boston's dead. I am dead wrong. I thought Boston was dead. I was about to say this game's over. New York Mets are going to win it at home, down 6. Boston goes for a 9-run inning in the 4th. Now, if you're the Mets, you got to be struggling. You're on 11-7 in Game 7 of the World Series. 11-8, though. I mean, if you're going to get back in it, that's how you got to do it. 11-9, if you're going to get back in it. Okay, 9-12. We're going to watch the top of the 9 as the Red Sox look to finish off the Mets. We got a fly out to right field. Brett Beatty cannot get enough of the ball. We got Francisco Alvarez up. He's got 7 homers, 17 RBIs in the playoffs so far. He crushes one there, but right to the left fielder. 2 outs, top 9, game on the line. Ynoa steps in against Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is going to get a base hit. It's going to be an extra base hit. It's going to be a double on that. Pete Alonso keeps the Mets' hopes alive, gets the double. Ryan Clifford keeps the Mets' hopes alive. They're going to get a run off that. They get the run. Theoretically, no, they don't get a run. Alonso did not go home. Theoretically, this could tie it up for Alex Ramirez right here. Strike 3, drop third strike. He's going to get to first base. They're going to have bases loaded. No, they got him. They got him. Boston wins on a drop third strike. Boston wins the World Series. Major League crown. Boston Red Sox take home the 2028 World Series. 16 hits. Let's see. Does it say who series MVP is? Miguel Blaise, 24-year-old. Good for him. Casey Mize comes in, doesn't get the win, but gets the start. Only actually went 2/3 of an inning. 37-year-old Jason Adam gets the win in Game 7. Pascal Yanoa gets the save, it looks like. What an absolutely heinous way to end the game there. That 2 players, Boston player hurt, Mets player hurt, 2 players hurt. Wow. That's awesome. As a Boston fan, truthfully, I'm happy to see that. Love to see Boston do well. Well, folks, we'll go one more. We'll see retirements. Boston takes home the World Series. Hell yeah. We need the team's help. Drew Thorpe, we're going to start a charity in your name. You came out. You won the most games this season. We're going to start that charity. We are going to back you up. We're going to do what we can to support you, especially because I don't think you're coming back to us next year. We're going to miss. No, you are. You're arbitration, dude. We're bringing you back. When is the offseason going to hit? There we go. Montreal-based charity. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Let's hit into the off season. We got a perfect score as a GM, a 1090. Perfect score. We're an OOTP god. We're not. If we were an OOTP god, we would be getting the win. We would be in the World Series win. We'll come over. We'll just do a quick check here. We got a lot of coaches available, so I didn't really re-sign any of them. Hunter Green, option year needed. Voiding that, Hunter Green, you are gone, dude. I loved adding you. I thought you were going to be a big addition for us. You have done nothing but get injured. New budget, $252. That's a big increase. Sonny Gray has retired. He's aiming for a PhD. Good for him. Team trainer retired. Hitting coach retired. We're losing Wes Johnson. We're losing Darwin Barney. We're losing Albert Pujols. Probably should have re-signed Albert Pujols. That's a fun one. No interest in being the hitting coach. What about third base? No. What about pitching? No. He would take being a bench coach, but we're keeping Josh Beckett. Pujols, sorry, man. Definitely should have re-signed you because you are a fantastic coach. Kyle Bloom, probably should have re-signed you. Probably should have done a better job looking at these guys. He'll take assistant GM. He won't take scouting director. That's fine. We will move on. We will find some new guys. We lost DeJuan Brazelton. Lost Dice K. Nelson, CC. Yeah, we lost a lot of guys. That's unfortunate. Prospects here. Lucas Ramirez looking like a stud. Chandler Hart looking like a stud. Deloya looks like he has some really good potential still. Polanco. Chris Binder. DJ Carrender. Vieira. Luis Queen. Jeff Borgman. Jeff Borgman, is that torn meniscus? Okay, Grady Emerson. Facilities open. Couple guys fired. That's fine. Rookie leaders. Yeah, that's fine. So, folks, that's this episode. Next one, we will check in, right around the start of free agency or so. We'll go over award winners. We will go over, plans for the off season. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that we couldn't do better for you guys in the playoffs, but we'll come back next year. We'll come back strong, and we will get a win. Deuces.